Shavasana. All right, Leslie at home, you should be able to hear me okay. Go ahead and get started. Couple blocks, blanket, bolster, sandbag. Hi, Kathy, there you are. You slipped in here. All right, my friends, good morning. So good to see you all here. Happy Tuesday. It's another day. Happy love day. I have taught, that's the one, Jeff. I have taught on Valentine's Day since I started teaching yoga. Like I have not skipped a Valentine's Day. It's really bizarre. And like my schedule's moved around so much as a teacher, but something about the universe decides that I must teach yoga on Valentine's Day. I'll be teaching again this evening. It is, yeah. And I used to, some of you know me well enough, I used to teach at entertainment painting companies. So I used to teach like the paint and sip classes where people come and drink wine and learn how to paint something. I also taught that on Valentine's Day for a really long time. So yoga just feels a lot better than that, honestly. Like that one was a different thing to teach on Valentine's Day. In either case, my truth is I find this holiday quite silly, but I do not, most of you know me well enough to know that really I think the entire reason we're all here is to experience love. But the opposite of really what is celebrated on this day, this idea of divine love that's so inherent and true, intrinsic within all of us and happening around us and for us at all times, that we often get really distracted from it. And so I had the opportunity to facilitate breath work this past weekend, and the style of breath work that I'm trained in is called prema breath, which is a Sanskrit word that means divine love. And that the breath itself is an invitation for us to be able to come back home and remember this message that we experience love from the inside out. And I can talk about it for just hours and hours and hours, but the basic gist here is that in order to remember something, we have to acknowledge that something is dismembered. And most of the times as humans, it's our minds and our hearts, that these places have been separated in a way. And the valve that's in between these two spaces, quite physically, literally on the body, is our ability to breathe and also to express ourselves. So the way that we speak to each other, the way that we communicate with each other, how we use our words is important. And also just this ability to hold on to the breath and allow the breath to actually be this connecting factor between our busy minds that often want us to think about what we're eating for lunch today or something that's going to happen after this class. And then our hearts who are maybe already reminiscing on the past. Especially as we come into holidays like this, I find there's quite a split between how can I distract myself or what's really here? What are we reminiscing on here, right? And so our breath is such an incredibly beautiful tool to remind us of one, what we already have, that we have breath all day long, every day, and we don't have to pay attention to it, and that's a gift. But we show up in our bodies this morning and for this practice to really honor this tool of the breath to lead us to a deeper sense of love. So we're going to start in a big chest opener. We'll do a lot of opening through the heart space today. If you want to take, most of you have practiced with me quite a while. You have lots of options for chest openers. All are available here. Little Vanna White moment. You can take your blanket and roll it up. This is going to be your softest variation that will go behind the heart. So behind the spine here, you roll it up like a big long burrito and then lay back onto it. If you're short, you may be just fine to have just the blanket. Maybe you need another blanket at the top of the head, like a T or a block. If you'd like something more lifted, but still squishy, bolster, same concept, right up against the sacrum or gently behind and then lay back. And if you want something deeper, you have the option for blocks, and I'll let my block users take that one away. Otherwise, I'll encourage you to take one of those first two options on a softer prop. And then just give yourself a moment to really arrive in your body this morning. On this day, without judgment and just paying attention, finding some awareness around anything that maybe popped up for you in that little Dharma talk. Start today with a very short little excerpt from a longer poem that I love about breath. If you are exhausted about your heart's obsession with the fixed past and your mind's focus on the uncertain future, your lungs are the perfect place for you. There is no yesterday in your lungs. There is no tomorrow there either. There is only now. There is only inhale. There is only exhale. There is only this moment. With your heart expanding, lifting, receive a deep breath in. Open mouth, clear that out. Take this twice more, inhaling. Open mouth, exhale. Last one, really deeply breathing in and open. Exhale freely. Come back to a more rhythmic breath, even inhale to even exhale. Perhaps finding Ujjayi pranayama, breath in through the nose, out through the nose, noticing constriction or tension or texture rather at the back of the throat. We're all in various variations of our chest expansion. So just know that you'll take your next few breaths to very slowly slide off of your props. If you're on blocks in particular, or your chest is up a bit higher on a bolster, I encourage you to roll to one side and your feet on a fetal shape. So right or left side, whichever feels more natural. Taking your time, pressing yourself up. And then we'll come to a tabletop and set up camp here. So drawing blankets, bolsters to the side or edge of your mat. Blocks will best serve you at the top corners of your mat. So 2 blocks at the top. And then the sandbag is also just for later, so side or back of the mat is fine. Press palms into the earth when you find your way to table. And then just notice here in your tabletop, if you can bring that chest expansion we started class with into this shape, allowing your heart to start to open up through cow. Drop your navel, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and down, gaze up, stretch your throat, take a little wiggle at the hip. Exhale, press into the earth, round and curl. Maybe close your eyes, continue to follow the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Finding hip circles or circles at your ribs or shoulders. Allow your head to move. Head and neck are an extension of the spine, taking up space. Pause through center on an inhale. We'll extend our right palm to the sky. And then on an exhale, take a half bind with the right arm. So right elbow is going to bend. Back of the right palm reaches for your low back or outer left hip. Now roll the right shoulder to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, shift your hips back towards your heels. Stretch your left fingertips forward like a child's pose with this open right shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Right palm comes back to the sky. Inhale, unbind. Stack hips over knees. Exhale, thread the needle. Right palm comes underneath the window and through the left side as you drop your right shoulder down, right temple down. And just notice that opposite shape as the right shoulder drops down. There's lots of options here. It's an all layers class. If you want to draw left palm on top of right, or take a half bind now with your left arm. Maybe we work towards balance, extending the left toes back, or even hovering them off the mat. Wherever you're moving, following the guidance of your breath and moving slowly with intention. You add it onto this shape, very slowly coming back. Knees group together, left palm comes down. Right arm swings up, deep breath in. Exhale, table. Take that on the second side. So right palm plants. Inhale, left arm to the sky. First, just hold open. Notice that spiral of your left ribs to the sky. And then left arm takes a half bind. Imagining the left shoulder to lead you to more lift, more length through the collarbone. And then very slowly, we'll just tip our hips towards our heels. Stretch your right palm forward. Lengthen through your neck. Deep breath in. And out. Restack hips over knees, tabletop. Left arm lifts, inhale. Exhale, thread the needle. Left palm through the window of your right arm. Left shoulder drops. Left side of your head drops without too much tension in between your left ear and shoulder. And then continue to deeply breathe here. Noticing that the breath may be a bit more shallow when we're closed in the shape. More variations we took first side, we'll work towards them here. If they're half binds or extension of your right heel on this side, perhaps the toes float, your choice, adding layers that only work best for you today. Sound variation, slowly coming back, knees together, pressing into your right palm to re-extend left hand to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, table. Curl your toes underneath you. Lift your knees an inch away from the earth, tabletop plank. Press into your palms as if you could suction cup the hands to the ground, power up through your shoulders. And then roll yourself up and back, down dog. Begin to pedal out your feet.
Lift up through the arches of your feet, pull down through your heels. Goal isn't for heels to touch. Goal is to feel sensation. About how it looks. Consider how it feels as you rest your head into the window of your shoulders. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Hammock swing your heart to your thighs. Then lift your heels, gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, walk to meet your hands, top of your mat. Find a ragdoll forward fold when you land. Softly or deeply bend the knees, send your heart over your thighs, reach for elbows and drop your head to the earth. Can you imagine letting go or releasing just a little more tension here? Ironing out wrinkles through the back of the neck, letting the chin drop in, the head drop down. Your arms hang heavy like an elephant's trunk, soft bend in the knees, rooting through the feet. Deep breath in. If you reached for elbows, exhale to release. We're just gonna roll up one vertebra at a time. Take your time. Really plug down through your feet as if you could anchor down through the heels. Roll up from that strong and stable place. Soft bend the knees. Feel strength in the legs as you roll up. Stack shoulders over hips. Take a big breath in, shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Do that nice and slow with arms. Inhale, reach forward and up. Palms face one another. Then open the palms, roll the shoulders back and down. Like bird wings. We're gonna start to make this a little more shallow or smaller rather. Inhale. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. It's a weird cue. We're gonna make these circles a little smaller. So start to reach out. And then take those circles out to the side, more like teeing the arms. And then allow these circles to become so small that the arms are teed out. And we just are very gently drawing our fingertips towards the back of the room, as if your pinky fingers are leading this motion back. You don't really want to stay here, promise. But just notice how this lights up through the shoulders, lights up all muscles in the arms. Little circles back. Deep breath in. And out. Pause, inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Long spine, halfway lift. Inhale, press to shins. Exhale, walk back to a high plank. Hands plant. Step both feet back. Pause and breathe. It's your first time here. You can drop to your knees or stay lifted. So knees can stay lifted here, heels can press back, or you can drop knees down and still find a lot of engagement through your midline. Deep breath in. Exhale, slow motion, Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll lower everything to the earth. Shave your ribs with your elbows on your way down. Press into the tops of your feet. Lift your hearts. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, roll down. Let's take a variation here. Palms come out to the top corners of your mat. Spider your fingers, elbows up. Inhale, cobra. So we want the hands wide enough to feel more of a lift through our collarbone. Hands come forward, out, and open, maybe off the mat. Nice, deep breath in. Exhale, spontaneous cobra. Drop your left shoulder, gaze over your right. Inhale through center. Exhale, switch. Should feel this right where your shoulder and chest are connecting. Nice. Inhale, center. This time, exhale, drop everything back down to the earth. Frame your chest with your palms. If you'd like, inhale another cobra or up dog. Press through the palms, lift your chest forward and up. Soft bend the elbows, activate knees, thighs off the mat if in up dog. Pressing so firmly into the tops of the feet that we could lift our chest forward and up. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. In through your nose. Out through your nose. Long in. Deep out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, think forward. Exhale, travel top of your mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Root down through your feet, reach out and overhead. Exhale, prayer hands to your chest. Samastitihi. It'll change. Sane. Inhale, reach up and overhead. Exhale, cactus, and open up your chest. Cactus, bend your arms, spread your fingers nice and wide. As if you had a puppet string on your chest that was leading up to the sky. Taking any deep curvature out of your low spine, lifting up through your navel center to your chest like you have a zipper from your belly button to your heart. Soft bend the knees, heart on a shelf. As your gaze shifts up, your back body may follow. Deep breaths. Inhale, extend to the sky, maybe smile. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk back to a high plank. Your choice, knees or toes, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, your core, your strength leads you back, downward facing dog. You can press through a push-up all the way back or your way, uniquely back to downward facing dog. Collective breath in. Open mouth, let go. Inhale through your nose, right leg to the sky. Exhale, open, bend, and stretch. Bend your right knee. Allow your right knee to draw skyward, opening up your hip, pressing firmly into your right thumb, first finger to square off your shoulders, continuing to open the hip. There's your breath. Lengthen, right leg long, level hips. Exhale, right foot to your right thumb, lunge. Drop your back knee down. If you're like me, you want a blanket underneath your knee joint to protect the knee as you drop the left knee down, uncurl your back toes. Your blocks are at the top corners of your mat here, so we'll draw them on their third side, tallest side, and really allow that to be a gift of bringing the earth up to us so we have a little more space. And we'll walk the blocks perhaps even off the long edges of our mat to find depth in our lunge, but a lift supported by blocks through our chest, forward and up. Perhaps we even take less pressure from our fingertips to the blocks, spider fingering the palms onto your blocks like a TP from the crown of your head to your fingertips. And we relax the shoulders away from the ears, lift more from the heart space and engage low abdomen to protect your low back. Stretch of your left hip flexor forward, a lasso on your right hip crease, gently drawing back. Breathe. Slowly come off of our blocks on an inhale, reaching to the sky. On an exhale, we'll slide the palms out as if we're sliding the hands out to walls on either side of our mat. Grouping all 10 fingertips together, find a fist. Grouping your fist, pulling it down your left hamstring. Deep breath in, lift your chest. And just pause here. Allowing your shoulder blades to squeeze together, shoulders to drop down, chin to slightly lift up. Still stretching through the left hip flexor forward, right knee is beginning to stack over right ankle if it's not already. Nice, deep breath in. Coming out of the depth of your lunge slightly, keep your fist, draw it out and over to your right hip crease. Right elbow is gonna fan out. So we're pulling the left shoulder back here.
Drawing our fist on top of the right hip, and then see if you can realign. We're gonna gently drop your right ear to your right shoulder now. As your right elbow's out to the side, you can take the softest little motion with the right elbow forward and back, and feel a significant stretch on the left side of your neck. Really nice. It's a balance challenge. Without crunching in the neck, just letting the right ears gently drop to right shoulder. Nice. Realign your chin first. Find stillness through the elbow if it's moving. Draw your knuckles back down. Release the grip of your fingertips from one another. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hands find the earth. Curl your back toes under. Lift your left knee off the mat. Left knee lifts. Blocks still on their third side are going to come back underneath the palms and start to walk forward. We're going to walk directly into our right foot. This can look like dragging the left toes behind us to step into the right leg, or lifting the left heel so it comes higher to line of your glute for more of a warrior 3 variation and transition. Moving slow and strong through our transitions. Right foot's your foundation. Breathe in. Exhale, left foot meets right. Forward fold, top of your mat. Long spine, inhale, realign, halfway lift. Exhale, refold. Inhale, root to rise, root through the feet, reach all the way out and open. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Long spine, long breath, inhale. Exhale, your journey back to down dog. This can look like moving through connecting vinyasa as you walk or float back. High to low plank if you'd like it, chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, your journey back to down dog. Connect to your breaths. In through your nose. Out through your nose. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, open, bend, and stretch. Left heel, left glute. Bend and straighten your left leg a couple times. Finding circles at the left knee joint, maybe at the ankle. Inhale, lengthen, level hips. Exhale to your low lunge, left foot to left thumb, right knee drops down, uncurl your back toes, find your blocks, and start to take your blocks on a walk so that we stack our joints. Stacking left knee over left ankle, heel, shoulders can start to stack closer towards the hips. With the encouragement of the blocks on their third side, bringing the earth up to us, light pressure on the blocks. Consider this a sense of cobra in the chest through the depth of your lunge. So keeping the right hip shining and stretching forward, left hip's got small lasso pulling back, length from your navel to your chest. And if you could iron out the breath across your collarbone, where can you soften? Where can you agree to engagement? Rise the fingertips away from our blocks. Inhale, crescent moon. And then very slowly, like you could grip the air around you with your fingertips, spread the fingers and slide the hands open like a swan dive. But this time, we'll group the palms back together in a fist, awkward thumb on top. So if there's a natural way you want to interlace, re-interlace the fingers, weird thumb on top, pull the knuckles down towards your right hamstring. And then exhale, just pause here. Before we take our fist over to our left hip, we'll feel length travel across the collarbone, a small pinch of the shoulders between or back behind us. This is really the opposite of the way we carry our chest and our upper body through most of the day. Just simply by being humans and doings. So allowing ourselves to really be here with expansion and lift in the heart. Fists are going to start to slowly make their way towards your left hip. So we'll fan the left elbow out. We group the fist onto the left hip. And then now that the right shoulder has that gentle pull back, we'll very slowly start to lower left ear towards left shoulder. Right side of the neck is stretching. Once again, without crunching too much on the left side, just feeling extension through your right side of your neck. Back to your breath. Realign your chin through center. Any movement with the elbow slows down as you draw your knuckles back towards the earth. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Frame your foot and take your blocks on their third side to start to walk them forward. As you curl your right toes underneath you, lift your right knee. Find a higher, more engaged lunge, and then imagine really, really slowly starting to travel your energy into your left heel, walking the blocks forward as much as you need for stability, perhaps even a little shake in the left leg as you lift your right heel. Dial your right pinky toe down, feel squareness in the hips, strength through your midline. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Nice, Kathy. Long spine, long breath. Inhale. Exhale, refold. All the way up to stand. Inhale, root down, reach out and overhead. Exhale just once, cactus and open. Inhale, reach back up. This time, open the palms, take that big shoulder roll up, back, and around. And we're going to keep going with those circles once again, reaching forward and up, making them really big to start. Exhale, back and down. Notice if we take a deep curve in the low spine, engage the core, root down through the feet, and then start to make these circles just a little smaller. So we reach out and open, starting to come closer to a T-like shape with the arms. Nice. Next time you get to your T, we're going to take those really tiny baby circles, fingertips extending straight out from wrists, wrists from shoulders, little baby circles. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. This time we're going to reverse the circles. Pause. Come forward. Inhale. Exhale. Start to make these circles a little bigger, rolling the shoulders forward now. No, it's asking a lot. So simple, right? But we can really find that fire in the arms. Starting to make those circles bigger as if we're rounding forward now through the shoulders. Big, big, big. Coming all the way back up to reaching forward and up. And dive all the way through center. Palms can come through center. Nice. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, walk back to a high plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your knees, tabletop. Inhale, right arm to the sky, little flow. Exhale, half bind the right arm and shift your hips back towards your heels as you do. Nice. Inhale, right arm to the sky, realign in table. Exhale, thread the needle without dropping your right shoulder down. We're just going to reach through the window of the arm. Nice. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, right palm down. Inhale, left arm up. Find the breath. Exhale, half bind and shift the hips back, just a little stretch. Inhale, reach up, stack. Exhale, thread the needle, little fake out here, dropping the left shoulder without releasing it to the earth, reaching through the window. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, left palm down. Pause, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, walk your palms forward. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. We're gonna find a melting heart pose or a puppy pose here. So as your fingertips reach forward, drop your chin or chest down to the earth. Really melt the heart space towards the mat. Spread and lift your sit bones. Draw navel in and up, allowing forehead to drop down if it's too much for the neck, if chin's resting. And just breathe here. After taking that first little flow, lots of space through the heart, see if you can send it through the chest here. Maybe drawing knees a little wider, but keeping hips stacked over knees. Nice. More room for the heart to melt down and greet the earth beneath you. Two more breaths. Start to walk back into your palms. Use your core to come back to a tabletop. Walk the hands just in front of the shoulders in your table, and then draw yourself forward so that we're in a modified plank. Maybe we walk the knees back slightly, finding the diagonal line now from head, shoulders, hips to knees. Press into the tops of your feet, breathe in. Exhale, slow motion, take a little baby push-up. Inhale, right back up. Nice, elbows shave your ribs. See if you can point elbow tips straight back. Exhale, halfway down. Nice, inhale, right back up. This time we take it halfway down. And then we drop our chest, chin, then hips slide down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Spider fingers outside the mat. Inhale, cobra, nice and wide. Exhale, spontaneous cobra, gaze over right shoulder, drop left. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower everything through center, palms frame your chest. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale your way back, downward facing dog. Take your time. Just integrating all that expansion and length through the chest. In your down dog, notice how it feels. Start to walk your hands, a few handprints back towards your feet until your heels touch the mat. Pause somewhere in between a forward fold and a down dog. So we're in a short stance down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, take your left palm, reach for the back of your right calf, maybe right ankle. Look through the window of your right arm. Twist and breathe. Left arm comes out. Deep breath in. Exhale, switch sides. Right palm comes back. Reach for outer left calf, ankle, twist. Breathe. Right palm comes back. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands all the way back. Hands are going to walk back to your feet. Feet are at the back of your mat.
And then just slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time at the back of the mat. Big shoulder roll up, back, and around. Pause in a Tadasana, back of your mat as fingertips extend to the earth, chest lifts up. Notice how it feels to stand strong, nice long spine, a more encouraged, open heart. The back of our mat, we're going to inhale, find a chair pose, sit low into an imaginary seat as you reach forward and up. Relax the shoulders back and down. Zip up from your navel to your chest. A little balance challenge. On an exhale, we'll find a drinking bird as you pull your fingertips to the back of your space. Maybe lift your heels just barely off the mat. Maybe we're high on releve here, super strong through the feet, lowering your seat, lifting up through the heels, staying in the integrity of your chair, but leaning forward slightly with an open chest. Nice. Heels slowly drop down. Inhale forward and up. Come to stand. Find a steeple grip. Exhale, half moon to the right. Shift hips to the left. Couple breaths as you breathe into your left ribs. Inhale, center. Exhale, half moon to the left. Hips to the right. Couple breaths moving through right side. Inhale through center, separate the palms. Like you got water at the tips of your fingers. Exhale, send that water out. Really releasing through the wrists. Come all the way down. And then take circles with your wrists on the way back up. Deep breath in. On your exhale, water, spray it out. Let's take one more. Inhale, circles opposite direction. This time your exhale like you're blowing out candles. Pause. Once the fingertips rest, just notice any tingling sensation as fingertips pull back down to the earth. Replant your feet, reground, find your breath. Inhale, reach out and open. Prayer hands meet, mudra of gratitude. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, walk yourself all the way back to a downward facing dog. See if you can take your time. So once the hands greet the earth, just notice this walk out. Maybe it's a new way to get into your down dog. Heels will slowly peel off the mat very likely at one point. Soften the elbows. Find some new shapes together. First, just shake your head no in between the window of your shoulders. And then shake your head yes for optimistic sake. Nice. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-leg dog. One breath, exhale, open, bend, and stretch. Inhale, lengthen, level hips. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Tuck in just once, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, take it right back up. So strong. Exhale, lunge in between your thumbs for warrior two. We're going to spin our back foot down, spiral all the way open. Cartwheeling the hands, reaching forward and back. Draw your hands to your hips. Straighten your front right leg. Hands to hips. And just notice the bowl of your pelvis. Allowing for more neutrality in the pelvic floor. Right toes pointing forward, right knee drawing in that direction forward. So from this neutral bowl, then opening up our ribs towards the prop wall side of this room. Extend your fingertips front and back. Breathe. If you'd like,
Left palm can start to find a half bind. So bending the left elbow, reaching left arm to the back of your body here. Allow the left forearm to support your low back to engage through the core. Right arm still reaching forward. Nice, inhale. Then exhale, right arm's gonna come back. Elbows are gonna reach, or elbows are gonna be grabbed by the palms. So we're reaching for opposite elbows. Allow the shoulders to come back and down. Then slowly straighten the right leg, inhale. Pivot your right front toes parallel to your left. Inhale here. With your arms as they are, exhale, wide leg forward fold. See if we can keep the hold of the elbows, drop the head down. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the elbows, melt the arms down. Yogi's choice, free choice. You can find a halfway lift, maybe take a little bend in one knee and then the other. Skandasanas are available here if you'd like to take more movement, slower and higher. Maybe it's a stretch or a reach from one ankle to the next, but you have an option with legs wide for anything that's calling to you here. Palms ground underneath your shoulders. Find a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, turn over your right shoulder. Find a lunge. Find a little flow. Drop your left knee down to the ground and curl your back toes. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach forward and up. Or at a right leg lunge facing the front of your mat. Following your right toes forward. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, comb the air around you. Find your fists back behind you. Knuckles down, chest high, breathe in. Exhale, carry your fist over to your right hip. Inhale, drop your right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, draw your chin back through center. Inhale, draw your knuckles back down. Keep the fists. This time on an exhale, if you want, you can start to pivot your left knee just enough for left toes to point towards the long edge of your mat on the opposite side. And then we'll start to roll our chest down for a modified humble warrior. So the right shoulder draws to the inside of your right knee. We roll down. Maybe hands come away from low back. This is a challenging shape, even though the knees are grounded, still taking up space. Working towards squaring off your hips, right, lassoing your right hip crease back. Hands come back to you, your low spine. Slowly come back through center. Ungrip the fingertips. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hands come to frame your foot, top of your mat. Curl your back toes under, lift your left knee off the mat. Your blocks are there for you for support. Walk into your right leg, lift your left knee, inhale. Blocks are not. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, forward fold, come all the way back down. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, your connecting vinyasa back to downward facing dog. Take your time. You can move slowly through Chaturanga Dandasana, connecting vinyasa to get you back. Pick what you need, ditch what you don't. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Left leg rises high. Inhale, three-leg dog. One breath, exhale, open, bend, and stretch. Inhale, lengthen, level hips. Exhale, slow motion, tap knee to nose. Inhale, extend.
Exhale, use your strength to lunge. For warrior two, we stamp left foot in between the thumbs. Spin your back foot down, rise up nice and slow. And exhale, hands come to your hips. Straighten your front leg for a moment. And once again, just notice the pelvic floor. Notice if we're hyper extending or opening, doing anything awkward with the left knee turning in. See if we can allow for our hips to be in a neutral space so left knee can bend and stack over left heel, pointing with your left toes forward. From here, we rotate from our ribs to open up to the left. Fingertips reach forward and back. Warrior two. Very slowly, first finding our half bind behind us. Left arm will stay reaching forward, right arm will come half. Back of the right palm reaching towards your left hip or low back. Right palm is open behind you. So that in our next breath, as you draw the right shoulder back and down, we breathe in. And then exhale, start to bend the left elbow. Right fingertips will just grab along the left elbow. Reach for opposite elbows. Full breath in. And out. Slowly straighten the left leg, inhale. Keeping the elbows as they are, exhale, pivot your left toes, parallel to right. Inhaling. Exhale, wide leg forward fold with a new grab of the elbows, draw the head down. We're just here for a couple breaths. Release elbows. Slowly slide the hands down. Find some natural movement here for yourself. Any kind of inversion you'd like to take. You can walk hands forward or back between the legs. Palms reground. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll start to pivot our gaze over our left shoulder. Start to walk yourself to a lunge towards the top of your mat. Hands walk first, right heel lifts. Drop your right knee down and curl your back toes. Find a short little grounded flow. Inhale, reach forward and up, crescent moon. Slide with open fingers, hands down the imaginary walls along your mat. Clasp hands, awkward thumb on top, little smile, knuckles down, chest lift. Exhale, hands come over to your left hip. One breath in, drop left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, realign your chin. Inhale, knuckles come back down, keep the fist. And then if for balance, you'd like to pivot the right toe slightly over to the left. And then start to surrender down, humble, grounded warrior, left shoulder to the inside of your left knee. Maybe hands draw away from low back. If the hands lifted away from low back, very slowly start to draw them back down to your sacrum. Use your core to lift back up. On interlace the fingertips, realign in your lunge, crescent moon. Exhale, hands frame your foot. Back toes curl under, right knee lifts. Find your blocks for your last transition, blocks or not. Walk into the left foot, lift your right heel, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, really nice. Let's widen our feet here, about mat distance, heel toe the feet, nice and wide. Heels in, toes out, breathe in, long spine. Exhale, we'll travel to a malasana, and your blocks are right there if you want to take one or two to draw behind you to sit onto. Or we can just drop all the way down in our froggy seat. Elbows to your inner thighs, palms to prayer at your chest in this variation. Want the hips lifted in this variation. So rather than sitting all the way down, we're pressing into the inside of the knees and thighs. Finding a nice, strong, long spine. This may mean we widen the heels slightly to really lengthen through the column from your sits bones all the way to the crown of the head. And we allow this to be a meditative seat, allowing the chest to expand to the thumbs as thumbs meet your heartbeat. We have variations here in all levels class, all layers class. You're more than welcome to maybe open up the palms and big bird wings as you stretch one palm in front of one foot. You can extend, you could find a half bind or full bind. These are just options, layers. If you prefer crow pose, you're more than welcome to find arm balance here. You take in one side, slowly start to move towards your second side, whether that's the big bird arms opening up, a half bind or a full bind. We've bound quite a bit throughout class, so maybe this feels more accessible at this point. All variations will slowly release. Hands come in front of you. Start to roll yourself back up to stand. So press into the feet, lift up. Pivot your toes to the front of your mat, but keep your heels nice and wide. Inhale, roll up. One vertebra at a time. Feet are about the same distance as our mat's distance apart. Exhale, roll, melt the shoulders back and down. With our feet a little wider, maybe they click in about a foot's distance into the mat. That's an awkward way to say that. We're like somewhere in between mat's distance and then being a little further apart from our hip bones. So like the flesh of your hips perhaps apart with the feet. And then on an inhale, chair pose. Nice and low. Just notice with the feet a little wider, where we can sit back and down into the energy of our heels to this imaginary seat. Left palm will sweep forward, keep knees in line with one another. Inhale, draw your right arm back behind you. Exhale, back through center. Inhale, chair. Slow motion, exhale, right palm stays forward, left arm sweeps back. Full breath in and out. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, walk back or your way back to downward facing dog. Maybe your last connecting vinyasa of choice, moving high to low plank, chaturanga dandasana. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Downward facing dog, fill up. Open mouth, let go. On an inhale, reach your right leg to the sky. We just have one last standing posture. Exhale, right foot to your right thumb for warrior one. Spin your back foot down. This time we keep the hips squared off towards the top of our mat. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Now in our warrior one shape, we'll take the hands to the hips like we did in warrior two. This time manually adjusting the right hip crease to pull back. And that may mean that the left heel has to shimmy so that the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. We work towards squarish hips to the top of the mat, but know that there will always be that slight opening of the left hip. Now from here, my invitation is to just find a warrior one with this expansion that you've been building throughout class, relaxing the shoulders, maybe sinking deeper into your warrior one, knowing this is enough.
If and only if you have warrior one in your practice and you'd like to take it into a humble warrior, palms can come to the same fist we found throughout class. Slide down the knuckles through the hamstring. You can hold here. Maybe find that same variation of carrying hands to your hip if you'd like the neck stretch, or option is to take humble warrior. Bowing forward here to this divine love. Something so much deeper. Thank God we're not in control. Making sure the sun comes up, the moon comes out. Last big shape, moving as slowly as you can, considering how you were balancing into your right leg when you start to come back out of this shape. So really pressing through the right foot, slow motion up. Warrior one, hands will interlace. Ooh, exhale, hands frame your foot, left heel rises, right foot meets left, high plank. Inhale, your way back to down dog. If you'd like one last push up, heart expansion, it's yours. Couple breaths in down dog, let it feel good. Thank God we only got two sides to our body. Left heel rises, inhale. Exhale, left foot to left thumb for warrior one. Right foot drops down at that 45-degree angle. Start to press into the energy of both feet to rise up to stand. Warrior one. Hands come to your hips right away for those manual adjustments. Just checking your back foot, noticing if the hips are way open, seeing if we can start to steer the right hip flexor forward. This may mean we walk the right foot back. We lasso the left hip back. From this place, a little more square in the body. Warrior one is your shape. This is enough. If you'd like, you can start to find those variations, sliding the hands back awkward, thumb on top. Goes down. You can stay. You could draw a fist towards your left hip if you found that variation first side, and simply take the neck stretch here. You can start to find your humble warrior, last big shape here on the left before we come to the earth. So just take it, honor it with the breath. Really slowly and mindfully, strong as hands come back the way they came in, towards low spine first. Ungroup fingers, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands frame your foot. If you'd like, connecting vinyasa, or straight back to down dog, knowing we're gonna meet in a child's pose. So knees can come wide, hips will travel towards your heels, and we'll just pause and breathe. I got you, Maureen. I'll put it on there for you. We create a deeper sense of surrender in our child's pose. Very slowly, we'll start to slide up into a rock pose from this child's pose. You got a sandbag there, you can slide it off just by sitting up. Rock pose will come to sit on our heels. Still kneeling. Take one more deep breath in, drawing shoulders towards your ears. Exhale to roll them down. And then we're just going to sweep to one hip, left hip, and roll yourself to a seat. Feet can draw forward. Flex your feet. Maybe scoot your pretty peaches out from underneath you. Give me a wiggle, butt shake. Somehow we managed to get through class with that one so far. Reach up, breathe in. Just notice here as you extend the fingertips high, how much more space you have through the chest, how much length you've been cultivating through column of the spine, from where you're grounded in your seat all the way to the crown of the head, nice and long, strong. And then from this space, I want you to pretend like you're climbing an imaginary rope. So one set of fingers will reach up. Next set, we'll try to beat that length, really growing more space with every breath into your side bodies. Eyes closed here can help us care a lot less about how it looks and consider more deeply how it feels. Maybe there's something at the tip of the fingers that you actually want. Grab it on your next breath in. Exhale, fold. It can be a more yin style fold as you reach the palms forward, or you can really actively reach the hands towards your feet. One more breath. Slowly roll yourself back up. Take shoulder roll up, back, and around. This time, whatever support you took that's nearby, whether that's bolster, maybe it's blocks, we're going to come to a supported bridge when we come to our back. So just have any props you know you want on the side of the mat, so that as we push our hips forward, remove any blankets or anything out of the way, and then roll ourselves to our backs. Group your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Your feet will plant, knees are bent, arms long by your side. On an inhale, we'll lift our hips for our bridge and then send any prop that's supportive underneath the sacrum here. This can be a block on its first side, maybe second side. Sacrum is the triangular bone right at the base of the spine, not the butt cheeks, not high up, but right in between. So we can feel balanced here as we shift this prop underneath the spine, or underneath the sacrum rather. Once again, it could be one, maybe two blocks, maybe a bolster. We're going to be here for a while, so can we rest? And then the option is to maybe lift your lift your feet up to the ceiling tiles from here, waterfall. Only if we feel balanced, safe, and secure to just let our blood flow the opposite direction we're used to for most of the day. Next few moments are yours to be and breathe. And if you're moving through honey, very slowly drip the heels towards your glutes and feet back down if they've lifted. Take your time, notice any tingling sensations when the feet re-land on the earth. When you're ready, you'll lift your hips away from your support. Take your time. Move your block or bolster out from underneath you and lower your hips back down to the ground. Knees still bent. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. From here, we'll pause, setting ourselves up for our final rest in Shavasana. Your bolster now could come to your knees, thighs, and the sandbag. The option is to take the sandbag and we're just gonna rest it on top of our hip creases to really allow ourselves to greet the earth more fully. If you have a different variation, you'd like the sandbag across the heart space, as long as it's not interfering with the neck or throat. You could take it across the chest. You could even take a corner of it. These sandbags are quite heavy, so if you take it long ways and just pinch some of it, you can drop that part of it onto the forehead. And that can create some heaviness from third eye all the way down. It's one of my favorite variations. So those are 3 options kind of moving up the body from your root chakra all the way to the crown chakra that you can take. With just a little support, some heaviness from that space, all the way down as if you are a rock that's planted in the dirt or sand, really letting the structure of your body become heavier, more one with the earth beneath you. We soften a little more here, just agree to be in our final rest for a few moments for ourselves, with ourselves. Without urgency, just slowly deepen your breath. Very gently, mindfully beginning to remove first the sandbag off the space we chose for more weight. And just really, really taking our time. We're gonna find any stretch or movement on our backs first and then roll to your side. Take some moments on your side or your back before coming to a seat. Let your palms lay open on your knees in your seat. Receiving. Big breath in together. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, reach up and overhead, palms to prayer. Exhale, prayer hands down the midline. Bow your head to your hearts. Connect your thumbs into your heartbeat one last time this morning. Be kind to yourselves because you matter. Be kind to others because they matter. Light soul, heart in me chooses to love each and every one of you. Om Na Shivaya. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. Love each of you so deeply. Thank you. Let me know if you guys need anything at all on your way out. I will say that I am teaching not this Friday, but next Friday, an outdoor community class at Curia. It will be our last outdoor class. It's being run through Searchlight, but all of the donations are going to go to my nonprofit Mindful Messages to be creating art in the school system. So if you have any questions about that, or you want to mark your cals, I would love to have as many familiar faces there as possible. It's a great time to bring people too, because it's just donation based. So if you have any pals that can't afford yoga, we have pretty sweet weather right now. So we're just gonna, fingers crossed, hope that next Friday is a beautiful night, and have a wonderful rest of your week, your Valentine's Day, love day, whatever that looks like. Curia on the Drag is what it's called. It's a really cool, it's like a coffee shop, an art market. There's a bar there called Dad's, but yeah. It's like in between the police department and Ward's grocery store. It's right like around the corner from Ward's grocery store. Yeah, thanks, Kathy. So yeah, if you're curious, 6th Street. But yeah, it's called Curia, and it will be on our, it's on Searchlight's website now for that, not this Friday, but next. So yeah, take your time on your way out. Thank you guys. Thanks at home.